just so massive right there, and that's just a feel-good West Coast vibe. You just instantly start walking right there to it, right?
I see you got the crip walk game.
Yeah, come on,
you getting it together over there.
We're gonna do we'll do a crip walking contest outside. How about that?
Not me and you.
No,
I'm two left feet.
Two left feet.
One left hand, two left feet.
That's hilarious. Faith Evans in here right now. When you did the Bad Boy reunion tour, I went to the one in New York and I went to the one in Boston. You do it still so flawlessly. Like, you just look like you're not putting any effort into it, and your vocals are just like massively so big still.
Thank you.
Like, it's just natural now, right? To you, it's gotta be.
I must say, performing has certainly become a whole lot more of my favorite than it was in the beginning of my career. I was very shy, and I had to really get acclimated to, being used to being on stage. I mean, it's different than singing in church or school or, other things that I grew up doing. I mean, and I do perform a lot, though. So, I mean, I think I've gotten better.
It was awesome.
I've gotten better. And to be a part of such a huge production, I've never been a part of a production that big.
That's crazy. That was amazing. It brought everybody back to their childhood and, what they grew up on, and just good music and good performance.
Yeah, it was a great time.
It was, right? Yeah, a lot of fun on that one. Faith Evans in here right now. Let's talk about this BET thing. Do you remember the Rich Homie Quan situation? When he did the big...
Oh, Hip Hop Honors.
Yes.
I didn't see it, actually, when it actually was broadcast on the show, but I obviously saw all the backlash.
Right? Yeah. Like, my mom even knows the lyrics to that, and she's a little Pakistani woman, Like, we were just like, what are you doing? Because the world of music where we're at right now, you're trying to educate these young guys that, like, it's fine doing what they're doing, but know where it came from, right?
Well, the funny thing is, I mean, to be quite honest, maybe he really didn't, because let me just say this, and I don't know Rich Homie Quan or whatever, but I know in doing this album, The King and I, there were some parts where, with me listening to Big's vocals stripped down, that some lines I just knew what he was saying, and then when I heard it a cappella, I'm like, oh, I always thought he was saying, so I think it could have been an honest mistake.
Okay.
It could have been an honest mistake, because whereas a lot of people know Little C's,
right?
Everybody doesn't know Nino as much unless they really pay attention to who's in Junior Mafia.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know where Alamo came from in it, but I mean, maybe he didn't quite know he was saying.
Right.
I think it could have been honest.
Yeah, but Faith,
either that or he ain't come to sound check.
But okay, who have you looked up to all your life?
As far as what?
Any singer, anybody? Okay, you know what? Forget about who you looked up to.
Singers, the Clark sisters.
Okay, the Clark sisters.
My first.
There's an R&B tribute happening. They say, Faith Evans, we want you to do a tribute to Clark sisters. Aren't you gonna do some research? Aren't you gonna? You're going to be like, I'm going to nail this.
Oh, well, yeah, if I have to tribute someone, I definitely would want to make sure I know.
Right.
I mean, I would even, if I ain't clear on the words, I'm going to ask for a prompter and everything.
Right. That's what, I think
but I don't really know what was going on behind the scenes or how, it's hard to say why
you're too nice. You're too nice, Faith.
I'm just saying, I know so many different things that could have happened to possibly make it be that way, aside from him just not knowing the lyrics.
Right.
So I don't know.
I love it.
It's an honest mistake.
See, look at that. Faith Evans be like, nope, you guys there's got to be other reasons. Okay, well, I appreciate you being honest.
I said could be.
Yes, it could be.
It could be.
But you're looking at the positive side.
Exactly.
Yes, that's good. That's good. Faith Evans in the studio right now. The King and I, the project is coming out. The new one with Jadakiss, we're going to get that into it a little bit. What are you listening to? Are you listening to anything? Because I know we were talking off air about how, when you do get on a flight, it's alone time. I'm not really listening to music. I'm reading a book. Is there some downtime that you do get where you let me see is there a new artist that strikes you right now that you see having the longevity like you, or some of the guys that, came up in our era?
There's a lot of dope artists. I mean, it's new people coming out every day, whether it be by way of YouTube or whatever, but, I mean, there's a lot of people. I off the tip of my tongue, I just was looking at this picture of Chance, and speaking of him, my son CJ actually kind of got me into Chance the Rapper about 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
He just would listen to all of his older stuff, and I'm like, oh, I like that. Who is that? I like that hook, or I like.
Right.
So I definitely respect Chance, and I love his music.
Nice.
There's a whole lot of artists though out there that are kind of doing their thing. I think there's always going to be talented people.
Right. I mean, even for us, when we were, there's going to be people that are gonna get through it and gonna stick as a longevity. Gonna have classics like you do. You have so many classics. Which let's get into a classic of yours too in a second. But then there's, from our era, or there's the ones that don't, and you need those novelty records, like the Lil Yachty's right now, the guys that Lil Uzi Verts, because those are just fun at the time of the moment. I mean, we had those too growing up, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Right? So, can't knock the young guys, because I know a lot of hip-hop people are going in on some of these newer kids that are just selling records and not really making classics.
I mean, I think it's up to us to teach our kids what good music is.
Right.
And, I mean, I've certainly tried to do my best at doing that with my children, to the point where even though they're millennials and of this generation,
right,
they make music, but they also know the difference in, okay, this is dope because blah, 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 it has a catchy hook. This
right,
is dope because he's actually a dope lyricist. You know what I mean? This is dope because you can tell he listens to music because I grew up, my
right,
kids listen to everything. So I just, try not to judge anybody's creative expression being a creative person. I try more so understand what it is that other people might connect with about it,
Nice. We got Faith Evans in here right now. Speaking of classics, what classic record of yours do you want to get into right now? Which one's one of your favorites that you can always just go back and just be like, yo, I wrote this? I did this?
Well,
probably a lot.
Well, some of them I didn't completely write the entire song, but I mean, I would say the one with Carl Thomas. Can't Believe.
Nice, I Believe. Let's get into it right now. Faith Evans in here right now. New album, King and I. You heard the record with Snoop. We're going to get into the record with Jada in a second. Your boy Pub Dog, Faith Evans. Come on.
I'm not mad at it.
Right?
Shout out to Fat Man Scoop,
right?
But
even the original, Love Like This, I mean, that's still like, the wind down, the middle of the set. You can play that anywhere. Everybody knows the lyrics to that. It's just good records, man. And that whole bad boy era of records could be just a whole night of music.
This is true, as we saw at the Bad Boy Tour.
Yeah. That was like a 2.5 hour straight club. Like, it was just hits after hits after hits, and you were part of that, man. So it must be a great feeling.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I don't reflect on it that way, but that was certainly 19 shows of a reminder of like, wow, these people really connected with this music. Every venue was sold out. Every venue, it seemed like every city, people really enjoyed the show.
Oh, so. Yeah. I mean, you guys came out with a bang. Like, the couple of New York shows that you guys did, I mean, that just set the bar so high, like, everywhere. And then even the Boston show, man, from top to bottom. Faith Evans in here right now, The King and I, the album. Why put out this project? What's the reason behind this project?
Well,
you've proven yourself already.
I'm not sure when Natalie Cole put out Unforgettable, but shortly after that, I told Ms. Wallace, like, wow, that was a really great idea. That would be dope if one day I could do something like that with Chris's music. Mm-hmm. But it was really just a thought. It wasn't something I planned and, I said it and left it right there. And then a few years ago, my attorney actually reminded me, like, hey, remember you said you wanted to do that album? Maybe we should go meet with the people who acquired the masters and see if they want to do some business.
That's awesome.
And they did.
Nice.
And here we are.
Here we are. The King and I, big week, obviously, 20 years ago. Actually was interning at the station in L.A. when he had just left and all the drama that happened out there. So, clear as day for me, and I can't believe it's been that long. So, I mean, every day must be a reminder for you because the music still lives on. It's still so current. Everyone still plays it. Everyone still talks about him.
And, I mean, with that said, I mean, that's what kind of... a lot of people ask me how did I feel doing this album, hearing his vocals, but I hear his voice all the time. Yeah. So it wasn't, I didn't really go through I haven't heard him in forever type thing. Like I said, it was more me hearing stuff that I thought he was saying, every once in a while. Like, I always thought he was saying X, Y, or Z. I mean, there was a few tracks in there where we were kind of stripping them down and looking for big vocals where I might get like a puff in the booth doing yeah, and the girl in there like, you're making me laugh. But other than that, I mean, I had so much fun. I had a lot of fun just being able to be creative with and do whatever I wanted with Big's vocals.
Was it also an emotional roller coaster for you two doing it at the same time?
Not so much a roller coaster. I think toward the end of the album, when I thought I was done recording, I was playing the music back for some people in the studio, and I just kind of was looking around, seeing everybody jam to the music, and then I felt inclined to get up and go thank one of my co-writers who I worked with on this project. And I know every night when we leave the studio, I would thank them, like, this is coming out dope, thank you guys for being a part. But that particular day, I just felt like, let me get up and just give her a hug And then I just started crying. I was like, I think Big told me to do that. And then I ran outside because I didn't want anybody to think something was wrong.
Oh.
You know, I'm such a boy and a man deep down inside. I didn't want them to see me cry, but...
And you're East Coast, too. You're like so New York,
hold
too.
on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get myself together.
I'm eating to LA now.
I'm okay.
Faith Evans in here right now. And you know what? Faith Evans goes through it just like we do. You got your car broken into. What is this I'm hearing outside?
God.
I want to hear the story.
Okay, here's the story. I work out like at 4:30 a.m.
Okay.
And so you know, it's this outside set of stairs in LA.
Yep.
And this one time I'm coming down probably on number 6, and I see, and then I got my headphones, so I don't really hear boom, boom, my alarm, but then something felt weird, and I see someone running from my G-Wagon with my gray Goyard bag, and I just started running after him like, hey, give me my shit! And he jumps in the car, and I, you know, couldn't really chase him because I had to wait for the person I was working out with to get back down the stairs, and then they got my purse and my phone and my wallet, and later on that day, someone calls my hairstylist's boyfriend, like, yo, somebody in the hood got Faith's wallet and passport. I know you know her, so you want to come get it for her? And he went and picked it up. Wow. So I didn't get my Goyard bag back or my phone, but I did get my wallet and my credit cards and my passport, which saved me a whole lot of headache trying to get a new passport.
Right. At the end of the day, when you get your purse stolen, you just want your, like take the money, take the purse. Just give me my stuff back.
See, the thing is, I had no cash in there, and they probably were looking for cash. My cards, I was surprised they were still in there, but maybe they had already realized I canceled them. I don't know.
Or they realized they were like, holy crap, this is Faith Evans' bag.
I mean, one way or the other, God always has my back. I did get something back from it. And,
I can't believe you chased them.
What? What? That's my Goyard bag. Mind you, I'm running and I'm like, what if he has a gun in my head? And I'm like, no, he would be shooting. He's not shooting, girl. Go get your bag.
Shooting. I'm running after him. That's hilarious.
I might have caught him and grabbed my bag. I would have kicked him. I just forget. All inhibition goes out the window sometimes when I'm really in that moment.
Oh, man. Dude, if you would have caught up to them, they would have.
I would have kicked.
Yeah, right?
You understand?
That is awesome. Faith Evans in the studio right now. Well, I know it took you a long time to get out here. I appreciate you I know what you go through and everything, but I appreciate you making the time to come out here.
Oh, thank y'all for having me. I was really worried, like, oh my God, are we still gonna get to go? I don't want them to.
Yeah, you're good. You're good with me. Come on, man. You're royalty.
So that means you're gonna have me back and take me to sushi.
Yes, please.
When y'all have me to come up here and do a show.
Yes, we'll do that. Yes, we'll do that. Faith Evans, King and I. We're gonna leave you off with this Jadakiss record. You want to leave them off with this one?
Yes, sir. This is from the forthcoming album, The King and I, which will be released May 19th. This is NYC featuring my bro Jadakiss.